Okay, so we have Gloria Hamza joining in from Edo State. We have DK joining in from Port Harcourt. We also have West Kemefa connecting from Warri. And we have Confidence connecting from Lagos. All right, you're welcome on board. You're welcome, guys. It's gonna be an awesome night. So we're just gonna start, and I think other persons are gonna join us subsequently. So if you can hear me, kindly type in the Zoom chat box and say I can hear you. I need to know that you can hear me. I need to know that you're with me before we proceed. If you can hear me, type in the Zoom chat box and say I can hear you, and we can go on. Okay, so awesome. Everybody can hear me. Awesome. All right. First things first, in case you're just joining in, I said earlier that my name is Ileke, all right? And I'll be your host for the show for tonight, Crypto Over Coffee. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for being here tonight. You know, it's been an amazing 2-3 weeks of publicity. All right, we've been trying to get the news out. We've been trying to let everybody know that this is starting and it's here to stay. And finally, it's here, and I'm very, very excited. I don't know if you are, but I am, because it's going to be life-changing. All right, it's the start of something new, and it's exciting for me, and I'm sure it is for you. Okay, so just a brief. We're going to talk briefly about Crypto Over Coffee and why we're here, because you might be wondering what's the whole concept of Crypto Over Coffee. All right, are we going to be taking virtual coffee? Well, maybe. All right, but then I'm just going to do a brief rundown of the concept of this meeting. Right, so we're all familiar with the new technology, the technology that is changing lives everywhere, especially in Africa and in Nigeria, blockchain. And we've seen the craze about this technology. And of course, you might be there wondering, what's this all about? I want to learn about crypto. I need to know what this is about. I don't want to be left out. And then you're not finding any answers to your questions. All right, you're hearing safe money, you're hearing this, you're hearing that, and you're asking yourself, where can I go to learn something about this technology? Where can I get curated information? All right, you go on YouTube and you're browsing, you're seeing 1 million videos on cryptocurrencies, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. This is why we're here. All right, this is why Crypto Over Coffee is officially launching today. Now, we've realized that a lot of persons, especially millennials, are interested in the trend called blockchain and the trend called cryptocurrencies. All right, and they are looking for, people are hungry for information on how to be a part of this life-changing technology. All right, and this is why we've put together this show called Crypto Over Coffee. Is it a show? Well, yeah, it's a show, and it's also a talk. All right, so this is the reason why we put this together, and this talk is officially brought to you by CryptoGem community. Now, more about CryptoGem later. So what is our vision as a community? We believe that Bitcoin, and by extension other similar digital assets, represent the emergence of a new class. All right, and we believe that this new class of assets are going to raise the next generation of billionaires. That's why we set it up, and that's why we are here. All right, so this is the vision of CryptoGem as a community, right? And our mission statement is to demystify blockchain and to make cryptocurrencies relatable to everyone. All right, to the average investor, to the boy in the university, to the boy in secondary school, to make cryptocurrencies and blockchain relatable to every and anyone. This is our mission. All right, and so this is why we're here, especially today. Like I said, this is the start of the Crypto Over Coffee, and we're going to be having this subsequently. If you've been following the flyers, you will see that the time for this talk show would always be Friday evenings and Sunday evenings. All right, so you can always expect to have to see us have meetings, to see us drop Zoom links on the WhatsApp groups every Friday and Sunday. And of course, as time goes on, we're going to be moving. We have really big vision, really big dreams. So we're going to be moving across WhatsApp to other social media platforms and possibly to traditional television. All right, so the vision is really big. Stay tuned. Okay. All right, so if you're still with me, if you're still here, kindly drop a message in the chat box and say, I'm still here, I'm still with you, I can hear you. If you're still with me, if you can hear me, kindly drop a message and say, I can hear you. If you're just joining in, kindly mute yourself so your sound doesn't interfere with the meeting. Okay. Okay, you can hear me. I believe a lot of persons can hear me. That is awesome. We have a lot of more persons joining in, and I'm just going to allow them in, all right, so we can proceed. Okay, so first things first, we're going to talk about this thing called cryptocurrencies, right? Now, you've been hearing about cryptocurrencies. For some of us, I believe that for some of us here, we started trading already. For some of us here, we don't know anything about cryptocurrencies. And of course, this is an introductory class. Don't worry, we've got everybody covered. So the first thing I want to look at tonight is, why are millennials so pumped about cryptocurrencies? All right. You've been hearing cryptocurrencies all over the place, and you're wondering, what exactly is this cryptocurrency? Like, personally, I get a lot of persons who ask me, please, what exactly is this cryptocurrency? I keep hearing it everywhere. You know, everybody's talking about it. If you don't have Bitcoin, you seem to be missing out on something. What is it about? And the question we need to ask ourselves is this just another bubble? Why are people so pumped about cryptocurrencies? Why does everybody want to get in? Okay, somebody's saying, please mute your mic. Okay, if you can hear me clearly, I'm just gonna adjust my mic. All right, so it doesn't interfere. If the sound is better, please kindly let me know in the Zoom chat box. Okay, so is the sound better? Can you hear me better? Ibube and everyone generally, if you can hear me better, if the sound is clear, kindly indicate on the Zoom chat box so I can go on. All right, I don't want this meeting to be more than 40 minutes, and we're going to keep the time. So if you can hear me clearly, okay, awesome, it's clear, awesome. All right, so back to what I was saying. I said that you want to ask yourself if this is just a bubble, or if this is something that is here to stay. All right, so why are people so pumped, especially millennials? All right, millennials are people that are between 1981 and 1996. All right, the young people, the undergraduates and the fresh graduates and all of them, UCOM members. You know, why are fathers and mothers not pumped about cryptocurrencies? Because, you know, in the course of my cryptocurrency journey, I've actually approached a lot of people, people of our parents' age, and I'm telling them about cryptocurrencies, and they just feel like I'm not serious. Like, look at this young girl, like she doesn't know what she's doing. This generation is so lazy, they want easy money. And I'm like, no, there's something that people are not understanding about this recent tide, and we really need to look at it objectively. All right, we don't just want to get into a ride that we think that is nice, or it has a potential, when it actually doesn't. So that's why we're going to be looking at this subject. Why are we actually pumped about cryptocurrencies? So first of all, you should know that the boomers and Generation X, that is our parent generation, they grew up in a society where there was economic growth, all right? Economic growth was steady and there were abundant employment opportunities. I remember back then in the university, our lecturers would tell us stuff like, when I was in school, before we graduated, this companies will come for 2-1 and first class holders or students, and before you graduate, you're already sure of a job, you're sure of an accommodation, blah 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 blah. And then we used to look at that like, really, Lori Raw, like in which generation, So our parents grew up in such an economy. It was stable, there were employment opportunities, life was good, so they grew up with that kind of stability. And even as it stands now, the economy has crashed globally, all right? And they've been hit below the belt. But I think that if there's something I notice about the Generation X and the baby boomers generation, is that they just prefer, they're risk averse. A lot of them are risk averse. And I'm not saying this in a negative sense, all right? I'm saying this is just what I see. I'm saying this objectively. They prefer to stick to the known. They don't like to explore unknown paths, all right? Their potential for risk or their appetite for risk is quite small compared to the millennials. Okay, so most of them prefer to invest in stocks, in bonds, in real estate. If you're talking investment to them and you're not talking real estate, you're not talking stocks, they're not going to take you seriously. So that is them. It's fine. It worked for them, all right? But we were born in the golden, in the age where everything crashed. We were not born in the golden age of capitalism, all right? In the industrial age, we came to meet it differently, all right? We were born in the age where you leave school and you don't get a job for 5 years, and you see a first class student teaching. We were born in this age, not in the age of our parents' generation, and that's why we have it differently. Okay, so we were born into a harsh economy. All right, and over time, people, millennials generally, have been looking for a way to get out of the traditional system because it's not favored us. It has not favored us. People have been looking for alternatives to jobs because you get out of the university and you're asking yourself, why did I even go to school if I'm not even going to use my certificate? If I'm finding it hard to get a job after 2 years, why did I go to school? It's really sad because you see a lot of persons with master's degree. Some people after their BSc, they feel like, okay, I'm not getting a job because I just have a BSc. Let me go for my master's an extra 2 years. Maybe I'll get a better job. And then they go for masters and they come back after masters and they are still earning 150, like 150 for so much. So it's really been frustrating. And millennials have been looking for a way to get out of this crashing economy. And boom, in 2009 rather, give me a minute, I'm just going to mute everybody joining. Okay, all right, so like I said, millennials have been looking for a way out of the traditional economy, and boom, in 2009 Satoshi released the white paper that brought about Bitcoin, and it was like an answer to prayers for millennials. We were like, oh my god, really? So finally something to bail us out of this crashing economy. And that was it for millennials, all right? And it's almost like Bitcoin came to bail out Africans especially. We know how it is in this part of the world. I'm sure we're all aware of the recent happenings in the country. It's not been funny, and we know it's very distasteful, all right? So it's almost like Bitcoin came to save the African continent, and especially Nigerians rather. This is the reason why you see that there's so much craze about cryptocurrencies. Okay, so if you're still following, kindly type in the Zoom chat box and say, I am still following, I am here, I have not lost you. I just need to know that you're still here. I need to know that you're following me. I need to know that I'm making sense to you. Okay. Okay, awesome. I can see a lot of persons are still following. All right, moving on. Now, the second reason why there's so much craze about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies generally is the fact that millennials have a thing for technology. Fortunately, most of us are born in the technology age, unlike our parents who were born in the industrial age. All right, so we have a thing for technology, basically. People would say that we're the Indomie generation. We like fast things, fast money, fast food. Well, this is the generation in which we find ourselves. We have a thing for technology, anything tech, anything online. And really, this is not our fault because from a very young age, we've been introduced to technology, video games, generally, basically every secondary school students right now, in fact, primary school students have phones today. And it's not surprising because this is the tech generation, all right? And so we're used to the peer-to-peer model of doing things. We're used to chatting on WhatsApp. We're used to go. We're used to the idea of being connected, all right? Facebook connecting people. So the blockchain thing was not hard for us to adopt. It's because we've been in this thing, we've been working in this line. So blockchain was just another technological innovation that, we had no issues adopting. Now, these are the two reasons why you see that there are other reasons, but we're just focusing on these two for tonight because we don't have so much time. So these are the two reasons why millennials have really embraced cryptocurrencies. Now, let's talk about more reasons why people are crazy about Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has been tagged as the notoriously volatile cryptocurrency. I mentioned earlier that this generation, the millennials, are people that thrive on adrenaline, on energy. Now, if you notice something about the millennials, we have a lot of energy. We're adrenaline junkies. All right, we're fast paced. We like to move. We don't like anything slow. It's just a natural phenomenon with us as millennials. So, Bitcoin just actually fits into our idea of generally of the things that we like. So what am I trying to say? Now, Bitcoin is volatile. Bitcoin has adrenaline pump. Let me put it that way. And we like adrenaline pump. So you see, it was just a perfect match for us. Now, it's not just Bitcoin that is volatile. All cryptos generally are volatile assets compared to stocks. Now, you don't even want to start comparing Dangote stocks with Ethereum or Dangote stocks with Dogecoin. The difference is so clear. Dangote stock could take years to move. But I mean, Dogecoin, just one tweet can do amazing things to Dogecoin. We know what we are talking about. All right. So Bitcoin had to become an obsession for the millennial because it's so much in sync with what we like. All right. It's so much in sync with what we like. So more than a currency, Bitcoin has actually become an obsession for the young person in every part of the world. If you follow me on WhatsApp, if you have my contact saved and I have yours saved, I actually dropped a meme, I think in the early hours of today, and I said that signs that you're addicted to Bitcoin. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you want to check your Binance, you want to check your chart. It's actually a very funny meme. I'll probably just drop it before the end of the meeting. This is the generation in which we find ourselves. People are actually addicted to Bitcoin. All right, because it is in sync with everything millennial. And this is why you see that the adoption for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is generally growing each and every day. Okay, now Bitcoin, you must also know that Bitcoin has created a new culture, blockchain generally, and the new culture is known as digital cash. Mind you, I said earlier that this generation is addicted to anything that is fast-paced, addicted to anything that has adrenaline pump. Okay, so give me a minute, guys. I'm trying to admit some more persons into this meeting. Okay, I got that. All right. So I said that Bitcoin has created a new culture known as the digital cash. All right. Cryptocurrencies is beyond investment. It's a culture. It's almost like I think right now the code for millennials is, do you have Bitcoin? Like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. That's the code. If you're not if you don't have any of these things, you're almost not qualified to be a millennial. Let me put it that way. You're missing out. There's something that is just not in line with you as a young person, because this is the trend. So Bitcoin has created a culture. I mean, you should go on Twitter and see the communities, go on Reddit, go on TikTok, go on GitHub and see the communities that are pushing some tokens, and you'll be amazed. So it's beyond and of course, you know how as millennials we like social relevance, all right? We like social proof. We like anything that validates us socially. So of course, if you're not doing Bitcoin, you're not in the in thing. So this is something that is also pushing the adoption of cryptocurrencies. Okay, now I'm still on the fact that Bitcoin is beyond an investment, it's now a culture. Buying Bitcoin is likened to going to Las Vegas, all right? It's fun. It's a whole lot of adrenaline. Like an investor, an investment analysis, if I remember his name right now, Tom Mavis, he's a professor of marketing at New York University, and he says that, and I'm quoting him now, he says, checking the price of stocks regularly is an activity that could be boring. All right, you're checking, stocks. And if your parents ever invested in stock, being around them, if you've been around them when they are checking their dividend and their returns, it's very boring. They have a bunch of documents, they're looking at their stuff like, they're wearing their reading glasses, and it's just boring, like, ew, like, what is this, And the rate of returns is not even really encouraging. All right, it's not really encouraging. It's boring. It's slow paced. I mean, I can imagine buying Dangote stocks. As a matter of fact, there was a time I invested in stocks. I think I invested in GT Bank and some other banks. And believe me, at the end of a period of time, I think it's either, I can't really remember for sure right now, but I don't think I made any profit. As a matter of fact, I think I lost a certain percentage of my money. And I just sold off and said, okay, bye-bye, please give me my money. Let me go and do something better with my money. So trading stocks, real estate, some of this traditional investment, they're good, but they are boring. And like I've been saying, this generation, the millennials, thrive on adrenaline. But buying Bitcoin is different. I mean, look at the case of SafeMoon. This token pumped crazy in a few weeks. Look at the craze about BNB. Today, you can see that BNB is at $500 or $600. Tomorrow, you're waking up to see that it's done 100%. It's done, and it's going, and everybody's like, oh my God, everybody's trying to follow. Trading Bitcoin comes with so much energy and adrenaline, and it's fun and interesting. And this is why millennials will keep adopting Bitcoin, and the adoption of Bitcoin generally and cryptocurrencies will keep growing, because investing has never been this fun. If you agree with me, before now, the concept of investing, it sounds very mathematical, sounds really boring, but with Bitcoin and the rest of cryptocurrencies, it's brought a whole different type to it, a whole different side to it. Everybody's looking forward to investing. Everybody's looking forward to learning. For the first time in my life, I'm seeing people rushing to learn about investment. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm amazed. Okay, so if you're still here, if you're enjoying this meeting, kindly drop a comment in the comment section, and so we can proceed. Now, right now, we're trying to establish why there's so much craze about Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is not a bubble. All right, so that when somebody is asking you why you're getting into the whole blockchain thing tomorrow, you can give the person an explanation. All right, you can give the person's reasons. You don't just you're not mumbling words and thinking and asking yourself why. Okay, in the first place, why did I even invest in Bitcoin? You know and you understand the reason why the adoption of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies generally is growing. So if you're still here, kindly drop a comment. We're going to go faster now because, like I said, I don't want this meeting to exceed 40 minutes. Okay, awesome. I can see we're still here. Okay, great. Okay, Precious, you're having troubles with your audio. Kindly leave the meeting, join again, and connect with your internet. All right, it's going to give you. Oh, he's left already. Okay, so moving on. Now, amazingly, I talked about the generation X and baby boomers and how they are so averse to anything digital, all right? They're averse to digital assets. But I've seen a few outliers, all right? Definitely, there will be a few outliers who think that this thing is something worth investing in, and I'm really happy for them. I honestly feel like, and I'm wishing that we'll have more of such people, all right? Okay, so now we're moving a step further. Now, there is generally a mistake about surrounding cryptocurrencies. As a matter of fact, I always say this to my community members, that my banker friends feel like Bitcoin and everything is a bubble and it's going to bust soon. They don't believe in cryptocurrencies. Maybe because some of them do Forex and all of that, but they just don't believe in cryptocurrencies. But it's not just them. There are a whole lot of more people in the world who are trying to wrap their head around this digital asset called cryptocurrencies. But someone said something very profound, that cryptocurrency is just like the internet. All right, so we're running out of time. Okay, and this meeting should end in 10 minutes. But if it does, I'm going to send another link on the group, and make sure you join in so we can wrap up. Okay, so they believe that cryptocurrencies, since they don't understand it, they shouldn't invest in it. But I would say that cryptocurrency is just like the internet. We don't fully understand the technicalities of the internet, but of course it's been of great benefit to us. I mean, personally, I would say that the internet is the bailout of Africans from the exposure limitation that we have. So the internet gives us access to the world. We can see anything in the world without leaving where we are. And this is what cryptocurrencies have come to do for us. We might not fully understand the technicalities, the nodes, the blockchain as a whole. We might not understand the proof of work and blah, 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 all the technical stuff. But then we do know that we've seen this work. All right, we're seeing this same asset class that we're trying so hard to understand. We're seeing it make millionaires in months. I mean, I was talking with a couple of friends today. We had a sit out, and one of them was telling me about he was into this insurance stuff, and how he had a client who was investing as much as 1 million naira, regularly into this investment package that will give her 10% in a year. And I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't believe my ears. I said that as it stands now, with everything I've seen in blockchain, I cannot do any if I'm going to do any investment at all, it's going to give me at least 500% in a year. If it's going to give me less than that, I'm out. Yes. And this is because I've seen crazier potentials in blockchain. For heaven's sake, how do I invest in an investment vehicle and I'm expecting 10% in a year? For heaven, what is 10%? I mean, geez, like I can't even begin to think about it. But here is crypto. You invest, and sometimes in 24 hours is doing 200%. In 24 hours, sometimes you're getting 1,000%. And recently, because of the alt season in which we find ourselves, we're seeing tokens do 1,000%, 10,000%. I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. This means that people can potentially become millionaires in a matter of months. Like, in a matter of months. A typical case of Ethereum that was at 300 and something as at last year, 300 and something K as at last year. And today, Ethereum is way over 1 million naira. It's amazing. Yeah, somebody's saying shitcoin doing wonders. I mean, this space is crazy. Like, some days I'm trying to fathom it. Like, for heaven's sake, what is crypto? Like, some persons say, no be juju be this. Like, seriously, this one passed juju. It passed African magic. It's crazy. All right. So we're in an era where Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies are doing wonders. They are changing the finances of people. Remember, I said earlier that we are so, I wouldn't say we are unfortunate, but we are just fortunate to be born in a period where the economy is crashing, and the promise of having a job, a stable job after your university education is not tenable. You can't build your life on that. It's not tenable. We could just take a random interview on the street, and you see a lot of graduates. They're not working with their certificates. Everybody's hustling. Like they say, once you're done with school, dump your certificate and hustle like you didn't go to school. So we're not in our parents' generation. Well, this is a hustle generation, and we've been looking for the way out, and Bitcoin came, and oh my God, it's such a relief. All right, it's such a breath of fresh air for the millennial. So, in as much as we don't fully understand what blockchain is, what crypto is, some people feel like it came out of thin air. Some persons feel like it's just a bunch of manipulated computer stuff. All sorts of I wouldn't want to call them conspiracy theories about Bitcoin and crypto, and some persons watching to see the doomsday and say, the day this thing will crash, oh my God, the day this thing will crash. Okay, somebody said I should talk about the downside of crypto. Okay, I will, if there are any anyway. But yeah, definitely I will. I definitely will touch on that. Thank you. Okay, so now I was saying that in as much as we don't understand these things fully, I think we can take a plunge. All right. Now, I'm not part of the bunch of people who believe in investing blindly. I wouldn't advise that. I don't do that. But at least there's so much information everywhere. Right now, we're having a free Zoom session, a free platform where we're going to learn about blockchain. I think we can take the plunge, all right, on these assets. We've seen over time that the predictions, the doom's prediction on blockchain and on crypto, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, this industry is about 12 years, if I'm not mistaken, about 12 years since 2009. And the predictions of doom, they've not happened. As a matter of fact, the industry is thriving, it's rising, it's going. I think that we can take a plunge, all right, as millennials. We can take a plunge and be a part of this wonderful evolving economy. All right, Bitcoin is the new economy. If you've been following some of my posts on Facebook, meanwhile, before the end of the meeting, I'm going to drop my contact so you can contact me if you have further questions or inquiries. All right. Now, if you've been following my post on Facebook, I said that Bitcoin is the new digital gold. Right, it's going to be like the gold era. This is like the gold era. Back in the days, where we had gold miners, and I said that computers have replaced shovels. This is no longer the era of mining gold. Now we have Bitcoin miners, we have nodes, we have computers, and all of that, and all that beautiful stuff. Okay, so in case you've not joined this trend, this is the new wealth shift. We've been hearing about wealth shift. There's a wealth shift that is going to happen. It's happening already. Digital assets are the new wealth shift. This is the new wealth shift. Wealth is shifting. It's no longer traditional. So the earlier you get into it, the better for you. Now, people might be saying that, I think it's too late for me to get into crypto. Bitcoin has already pumped. Bitcoin is at 60K. It is not too late. This industry is evolving. We're going to end this session now. In the next session, we're going to continue, and it's going to last for like 15 minutes. I don't intend to take our time. And I'm going to wrap up the session and tell us some of the goodness of this industry and why you really need to be a part of it. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm dropping the Zoom link on the WhatsApp chat in a couple of minutes. See you in the next session.